just eating my way. I'm just eating my way.
Hello, I'm Noah Ramirez, and this is Eatin My Way. Today I'll show you how to make hash browns with good old russet potatoes. First thing you'll need is 3 russet potatoes, washed and scrubbed please, and a V-slicer. Now, if you're like me, you have an old Vandalin, or V-slicer. Now, with mine, it came with 3 parts: a potato chip, a thick julienne with roughly about 10 millimeters, or French fries, and perfect one for hash browns, the thin julienne. And you will need the thin julienne. Now it's important to use the hand guard when using this, because it will say very sharp on it. Now I take the smallest first, just to get it watered down. You take long ways up, insert it into the hand guard, like so. Now, you need to work quickly, and you should have a skillet with about a tablespoon of vegetable oil in it on medium, or what have you. Take it, kind of work it so you get it down and like that. Move that out to the side, and we continue going. Now, if you're like me, you don't want to spill a bunch of this on the floor. So what I do is I bring the platform or cutting board I'm working on out a little bit so it doesn't, so I have a less likely chance of it falling on the floor. What I do is I season this liberally with kosher salt right before it goes in the pan. That way it has like a good salty taste, which I like. Now you take your skillet, or what have you, bring it under and shove it in. Okay. Flatten it down a little bit. Try to get it all spread out. And if you want, you can season this with kosher salt or other right now, or you can wait until later. Me, I'll go the extra mile and season it now. What I like: some black pepper, some chili flake, and chili powder, maybe about a teaspoon, another teaspoon of chili powder, and a teaspoon and a half of chili flake, give or take. When I'm cooking this, what I like to do is I like to add a little bit of lemon juice. A good tablespoon, maybe teaspoon. Depends on my mood. Now, later on, you're going to want to add some butter. Now, you also want to keep moving these so they don't burn, and everything gets to meet the flame, so to speak. When you start smelling French fries, you know you're getting a good caramelization on the potatoes. Now try to flatten it out the best you can again. At this time, it's not as large as it was since we cooked out most of the moisture. So flatten it out into a giant potato pancake and let it sit again until when you can lift it up on a side and you see a nice brown. Now, what you want to do when you cook this is add a good tablespoon of butter and garlic, minced, please. As you can see, the butter has melted in, almost, at least, and it's giving it a nice nutty smell, which I like. Now, you don't need to add the butter if you don't want to, or the garlic. This is completely optional. Me, I'm feeling garlicky. It now smells like 1,000,001 or maybe 2,000,000 little French fries that have been deep fried and then, well, basically they're being fried again. Get that nice little crunchy texture. Now, what I like to do is add mozzarella cheese. Just a little. You gotta save some for when it goes on the plate. Add a little bit just so it pulls it all together and then mix. Try not to let the cheese touch the pan, otherwise you'll have a big mess to clean up. There. It's all pulled together. Now it's time to plate.
Just eating my way. I'm just eating my way.